This is Being Awesome with Rob Springer.
Hey everybody, it's Rob, and you're listening to Being Awesome, the podcast about loving Transformers and having fun. This week in Awesome, holy crap, I'm back from a 2-week absence. Now, I guess that's not entirely true, but I did take a 2-week holiday break over the Christmas and New Year's holidays, being that with my work schedule and holiday break schedule, I didn't see it happening, me making a show. However, we did have a special episode that went up the Christmas weekend that was so I wouldn't have 2 weeks of dead air. And longtime RFC listeners will recognize that bit of audio as from when I went and did a basic news coverage of my local Best Buy's midnight DVD launch sale of Revenge of the Fallen, I said falling, DVD release. Spoilers for those who haven't heard it, I was the only one there and practically loitered at Best Buy for like an hour. When I was listening to it, because it had been a while since I even listened to it, I had forgot that initially after I submitted the clip, whoever, I guess, checked it to make sure it was okay, edited it a little bit for time. And there's actually, I wish I had the raw file, but I have no clue where it went. There's actually a point that got cut out just for time where I brought a little Ziploc bag of cereal as a snack and was basically, because I was loitering and not buying anything or whatever, I just kind of hid in the store and ate my little baggie of cereal. I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out of the store still to this day. But anyway, like I said, I guess it was only really a 1-week absence in episodes of Being Awesome. But like I said, because I haven't recorded this in 2 weeks, it feels longer to me. So, long-time listeners, give me a chance to reintroduce the show, especially if anyone's just picking it up, in case every episode someone's first. Being Awesome is the podcast about loving Transformers and having fun. What does that mean? That means this is a show about loving your hobbies and having fun and just all the negative crap that just, really F all the haters. That's just it. F all the haters. When I say loving Transformers and having fun, there's more to life than Transformers, and I like other things as well. So occasionally I will bring them up to talk to you guys about them because I think you might want to hear what I got to say. And then after I talk about that for a minute or so, I go into the question and awesome portion of the show. That's Q&A. I stole the name from Don, Headmaster Don from RFC proper, because it was a good name. And that's where I have a thread at the Talk Transformers Facebook group, and they will give me comments, questions, or general talking points, and that will be the other half of the show, where basically I'm having a conversation with someone via podcast. That was a lot of words to spit out in a minute. While I was off the holiday break, it was great. Christmas was great. New Year's was great. Saw the new Star Wars movie opening weekend. And as I've mentioned before, I love Star Wars dearly. And when I say love it dearly, as in it's one of my favorite things, and it's the root of all my interests. As in everything I am into goes to Star Wars, including Transformers. I love Star Wars in a way that I am not willing to conversate it a lot with people because I just cannot accept any bad talk about it because I might go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I love it. So going to see the new movie was a treat because I'm not going to lie, in 2005 when Revenge of the Sith came out, a part of me was gone, died that day because I was like, no more Star Wars movies? That's how much I love it. And, I did enjoy the prequels, but I'm not going to lie to you guys, say I wasn't disappointed because I was. Not, the movies themselves, I will say I enjoy each one of the prequels. I enjoy the first act and closing act. The middle of each one kind of drags for me. But not to mention what really disappointed me, though, was the idea of a prequel is great, but I wanted a continuing adventure going forward, and that's what I got with this new movie, and it was everything I wanted. And what's funny is For those of you who know me in real life, you'll know I drink something all the time. I have a drinking problem. I am addicted to drinking. And when I say that is I habitually have to have something to drink nearby. You know, even if I don't drink it, I will have a bottle of water or something. Right now I have one of my favorite beverages, hot peppermint tea, sitting right here that I might take a sip of during the show, but I have to have a drink. So I go to the movie with Mrs. Rob, and, you know, we get our popcorn and sodas, and my movie theater has Coke Freestyle machines for all the beverages. And I love orange Coke, which is exclusively through a Freestyle machine. And I got me a big old orange Coke and had a box of candy. Excuse me. Longtime listeners are aware of this, and I will tell this to any new guys listening or girls. For some reason, my mouth wants to play tricks on me when I'm talking and doing this show. So while I've been talking, little burps keep coming up, and I'm purposely move my head off mic so I don't burp into the microphone. So every few seconds I'm like, it's getting on my nerves. But let me have a drink of my tea. I had me a big old orange Coke and a box of candy at the movie, got in my seat, got there pretty much before anyone else did, picked out the prime location seat for me. My favorite place to sit at a movie is in the very back row in the middle, so I have like a laser eye view of the movie. Yeah, and, you know, I'm kind of tall, so I usually get a crystal clear shot just right there, laser focus. So I take a few sips of my soda, the movie starts, I'm in an out-of-body experience. Like, I am completely engrossed. That's how much I love Star Wars. There's nothing interrupting me. Like, according to girlfriend, I cried for 2.5 hours. I have no recollection. I could have. All I knew was I was completely absorbed in the movie and loving every single minute of it. It was exactly what I wanted. And movie was over. Everyone was getting up. I told the woman, stay still because we're watching the credits. And then we left. And that's when I noticed I had a full orange Coke next to me. That only happens when it's a Star Wars movie. I am gone. And it's like, I don't do drugs. But I am high for a couple of hours after doing that. I'm just like, oh, just on another plane of existence. And I had so much fun. Christmas, of course, was great. The Miss Rob got me Devastation for our PlayStation 4. I haven't bought it yet, and I played it, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It's one of those things where sometimes I can understand where someone comes from in criticisms. This one I can't. This was a really fun game to me. So whenever I see complaints about this game, I'm just like, I don't get you. I don't get you. This was an absolutely stellar game, and I've really enjoyed it. If I had anything as a complaint, the boss fights are a little harder at times than I'd like them to be, and I don't like the transformation button. That's it. Very minor quibbles is my only complaints. Among my gifts, I got a gift card that I quickly bought a Masterpiece G2 Bumblebee with, and I love that toy. Masterpieces aren't fiddle toys. Masterpieces are toys you put on a shelf, look at that thing, and that's it. You know, you transform it like, wow, look at that. You know, it's a showpiece. I've been playing with Bumblebee. You know, he's been putting poses. I like switching out his faces. It is great. I love it. I'm stuttering just a little bit because I get a head rush from talking. Sometimes I don't know how many of you guys listening podcast on your own, when you're doing a podcast with other people, you're having a conversation with other people. When you're doing a one-man show, you're talking to a computer screen and a microphone. And right now I'm talking kind of fast because I have a whole lot I want to say, but I also want to keep it kind of in a neat package. So sometimes I get a head rush when I'm doing the show. So right now, all my blood is in my head. That's how excited I am to be back and doing this for you guys. So tell you what, let's keep the good times rolling, and let's switch over from me rambling about stuff I did during the holiday. Before I do that, I forgot to mention, I spent New Year's Eve playing Disney Infinity 3.0. Longtime listeners of RC know I love Skylanders, and ever since the Marvel 2.0 edition of Disney Infinity came out, Skylanders has taken a second place to Infinity. I haven't even gotten the new Skylanders game yet because I've been giving Star Wars Infinity all of my attention, and I'll get it. It's man. So all of New Year's I spent playing Infinity, and just having the time of my life watching, when I wasn't playing a game, watching older movies, just generally enjoying life. And that's what everything's all about. At least it is to me. You should enjoy your life. And if you don't enjoy your life, please find a way to enjoy your life, because it's the only one you got to live. And like I said, it's 2016. It's a new year, but it's the same message being awesome as always had. F the haters. Let's jump over to that question and awesomes portion. Question and awesomes. I don't even speak English sometimes. Let's jump over to the question and awesome, the Q&A portion of our show. For those who want to participate in this, the thread for the Q&A portion is exclusive to Talk Transformers. That is the absolute 100% best place to talk about Transformers on the internet, period. And you know what? The internet is made up of 99.9.9.9% of the internet is people who want to correct you. And no one's tried to correct me on this because they've checked it out and they love the group. It's a Facebook group. You use Facebook. Search Talk Transformers and join if you haven't already. When I run out of questions, comments, concerns, talking points, whatever in my queue, I pop up a new thread and people go nuts, and I usually get a good month or two's worth of content right there. It's so much fun. Everyone loves it. Please, everyone, join. This month's, I said month. Now, I know I meant to say month, but I said month. And for some reason in my mind, I'm like, is that a type of moth? Let's look at the question. I am crazy. I am going nuts. Longtime listeners of being awesome. This is the drinking game for this episode. How many times I say longtime listener? Take a shot. I work overnight, and I generally record this before going to bed. And I have been up all night, and I've got a cold. And so I've been taking, of course, cold medicine, and I've been kind of counteracting the nature of having a cold and working overnight with stay alert pills. So right now my body is I am crashing. I need to go to bed, but the stay alert pill is making me, it's like imagine a hummingbird, but that was trying to get nectar from a corn cob. That is pretty much what's going on now. I am going to fall asleep, and hopefully I wake up on time so I won't be late for work tonight. Now, let's find the thread. I say that usually I make a note document with all the questions, but I haven't done that yet this week. So I have the thread, of course, bookmarked. Here we go. I had it sitting here, but the phone went to sleep. This week's question comes from Andrew Malawan. Malawan? Dude, I really hope I said your last name right. Everyone get your drinks ready. Longtime listeners will know I always mispronounce things occasionally. Always mispronounce things occasionally. That's not even correct of a sentence. Where am I? Everyone breathe. Everyone take a breath. Everyone. I'm alone in here, surrounded by toys. I'm going to take a drink of my hot peppermint tea. If anyone likes drinking tea, I guess you would understand how good peppermint tea is. It's very relaxing. It's good for your intestines. I just know that because I read it on Wikipedia. I'm not sure how it's good for your intestines. I just know it is. And I guess nothing relaxes you more than having good intestines. Okay. Andrew goes on to ask, once again, sorry I mispronounced your last name, if I did. Here's his question. Okay, I've got a good one. Since Decepticons have flight capabilities, and since the auto-drive... apparently his autocorrect corrected Autobots to auto-drive. Since the auto-drive on land... oh, I see, it corrected Autobots to auto. Drive on land, how come they could fly in more than meets the eye? Andrew, good question, and it is one that has been asked and never answered since the beginning of Transformers. This is literally a question I remember seeing in the 90s on various news groups and chat rooms. I say news groups and chat rooms, just to jog you a little. The early fandom version of the there I go again. The way the fandom in the early days of the internet communicated was either through Usenet groups such as Alt Toys Transformers or various chat services like the AOL Arc. Or me personally, I used Excite services, and there was a chat room that was a comics, cartoons, and toys chat where we almost all talked about Transformers and nothing else. I used that one a lot at the time. But that question has went back to the beginning of time, and no one has an answer for it. But the best answer I can come for giving you is the only one we can really say. The More Than Meets the Eye opening 3-parter for the original cartoon is a pilot, meaning that was the episode they made to basically pitch the show to networks. And, you know, it ran all on its own before the show started proper. Like, they'd rerun it a few times. I remember seeing it a handful of times before the show straight out started. And during that show, as pilots kind of go, things aren't 100% hammered out. And in the pilot, everyone could fly. Why not? You know, and I guess by the time they started the show, they thought, you know, let's make the Decepticons be a little bit more powerful, because there's less of them than there are Autobots. You know, it was like a bunch of recolored Seekers, and that was, a couple other dudes, and that was it. So I guess they made sure that they could fly to make them seem more superior to the Autobots who... I'm about to say something stupid, because there's no really intelligent way to say this. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a tractor trailer to take flight. And the reason I say that is stupid is because it makes even less sense for a cassette player to take flight. So the rationale that I can only ever come up with is just the fact that the writers clearly wanted to give the Decepticons a distinct edge. And flying certainly is a good edge, considering most of them are jets. There's another thing that makes this stop making sense. The majority of the Decepticons at this point in the show are all jets. There's a bunch of jets. There's a gun guy, a tape player, some tape guys, and then a ton of jets. You know, a little bit later, you get the Insecticons and the Constructicons and the French Toasticons and, all that. But at the beginning, you just had basically a gun guy, a tape guy, his cassette guys, a camera guy, and a bunch of jets. So I guess it just bore the reason, hey, why don't they all just fly? That's why they're great. They can fly. Yeah, there might be a better concrete answer out there, and I just don't know to see it. But basically, once again, it looks, every time I've ever seen anything resembling an answer to that question, is just basically they changed their mind about everyone being able to fly. And that's really it. And I guess that's a good enough way to how these guys are, give these guys some superiority, because it's kind of a hard sell to make these bad guys superior to the good guys when the leader turns into something the other guy has to hold. In fact, that's a question I've always had. Soundwave and Megatron are like the top dogs in the Decepticons. Sure, Starscream's Megatron's second, but Soundwave is like always up Megatron's ass. He's his right-hand man, And it's like, okay, Megatron, he's the toughest dude in the unit. We gotta fight. Somebody hold me. And, they're always like, hey, Starscream, since you want to kill Megatron and take over, why don't you just, next time Megatron jumps in your hands, break him? Yeah, that never comes up. How come Starscream just doesn't break Megatron? It's like, Megatron can trip, and and Starscream is like, well, I'm leader. I am better than Megatron because I didn't trip. That actually happened. Megatron can, no matter what's going on, Starscream is going to find a way to, now I'm leader. Until Megatron jumps into his hands. And he is vulnerable, and Starscream has to aim Megatron and shoot. This is the point where we go, hey, don't I have guns on my arms already? This is wasteful. I could use this. I don't even have to make it look, I can make it look like an accident. I can just kind of hold Megatron up a little and shoot him with the gun on my arm. And there he's dead. Never happened. Another thing from the old cartoon that never made sense to me, I think the episode is Fight or Flee. I can't remember the name of the episode exactly. It's not far along after Morden meets DI as far as episode count. Command and Conquer or something? The name's escaping me. Basically, in the episode, Optimus and Megatron have a punching match for the entirety of the episode. The other guys are doing things, but Optimus and Megatron are just punching it out for 30 minutes straight. Just like, if there's one point where Megatron's like, hey, do you ever something? Optimus is like, F you, and he jumps out and just punches him. Like they are just having a fist fight for the entire episode while everything else is going on. Well, during all this, some of the Autobots find a cave where the Decepticons are up to something, and Optimus and Megatron have managed to fight their way to this location. And Megatron's peering around a corner, leaning up against the wall and looking at Optimus. He's going to make the jump on him. He's going to attack. And he's leaning against the wall and with the arm that has a giant cannon on it. He's going to be real sneaky to attack Optimus while he's looking at him from behind with the arm with a giant cannon right there to shoot him with. And then he retracts his hand, and then a saw blade comes out, and he shoots the saw blade at Optimus. Meanwhile, the arm with the giant cannon is right there. Look, I love Transformers. And I can watch I hate saying G1. I can watch the original cartoon over and 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 never get tired of it. But there's just some instances where there is a tear in the logic hole of reality, because you're just going like, what happened there? And I just punched the microphone. I'm sorry. Hope that didn't make too much of a noise. The whole instance with the Autobots flying and then magically don't, and it's never brought up why they cannot fly, never again coming up, is one of those instances where it just happened. I could say it's best not to think about it, but that's what's so fun, is thinking about it. Where does the rest of Megatron go when he jumps into that gun? Where does that damn trailer go? Talking about these things is fun. And that's why you're listening to me yammer about them. And that's why when you go to conventions or you talk to your friends online, you talk about these things because you're enjoying it. It's like, where does that trailer go? And that's one thing I've always, when talking to friends about, like, say, where does that trailer of Optimus's go, I've always said, I've always wanted to see him drive up, transform into robot mode, grab the trailer, and just wallop somebody with it. I've always wanted to see that. And for a time there was a rumor, I don't know where it started from or came from, but somewhere in the 90s, there was a rumor of a Capcom or Capcom-style fighting game about the Transformers, a Transformers fighting game. And when that started up and people were talking about like what they'd want to see and all that, or at least they were at the time it came up, I wanted to see Optimus hit someone with that damn trailer. I've always wanted to see it. Fast forward a little bit longer than I'd like to realize as went by, and I'm playing Devastation. My mother got me a recliner. for Christmas. And I'm sitting in my brand new recliner playing my new copy of Devastation on our PS4, having the time of my life, still not understanding where all the negativities come from, but hey, each his own. I don't like mayonnaise. A lot of people love it. That's just, diversity in people's tastes. I'm enjoying it, having a ton of fun, and there is an attack where Optimus can spin around and smack someone with that trailer. It's not exactly the same. It's not him transforming, grabbing him, and walloping him, hitting him with the damn thing, but it's him spinning around and hitting someone with that trailer. Someone else saw it and said, hey, why doesn't he hit somebody with that? Why does Optimus not use this trailer for anything? So, it's a small world sometimes. There's other crazy people out there other than just me. So, hey, everyone, thank you so much for listening. I am going to wrap it up and go to bed. Being Awesome is part of the Radio Free Cybertron family of shows. You can find us at tfradio.net for all your shows and showtimes. This show usually goes up on Saturday nights, sometimes Sundays, and sometimes even later. Things happen. The video version is on Facebook and YouTube. And the audio version is on iTunes. It's on Stitchers. It's on everything. You can download it off the site. I'm pretty sure... Excuse me, I belched and I didn't move away from the microphone. I'm sorry. If there's a way to get a podcast, you can get Being Awesome through it. So please, thank you guys. And while you're checking out tfradio.net, be sure to check out our Amazon links. It's just an easy way to help support the site by using our Amazon links next time you buy something on Amazon. And it won't cost you anything extra. And we really thank you guys for using it. I'm Rob. You can find me online anywhere at RoboRobSpringer. I am everywhere. I am omnipresent. When you don't realize I'm looking, I'm looking. And if you don't see me, don't worry, I have a GoPro. There's a GoPro on you at all times. I put it on a drone. You say, hey Rob, how can you not say words clearly all the time, but fly a drone with a camera and film me without me noticing it? And I can just say this. If I told you, then you would know and know what to look for. I hope you're nervous right now. And if you're not, that's cool. Makes it easier for me to get the jump on you with that drone with the camera. You'll be out there on your hoverboard, not hovering, just rolling, hoping it doesn't explode and burn your house down. Saying, hey, did you hear a whiz? That was my drone. That was my drone. That was the Robo drone. My Robo drone that doesn't share the at RoboRobSpringer that you can find me at. Now that I've made you paranoid, everyone high five each other. All right. Big Brother's watching you. Yay. I'm going to bed. So everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Thanks for watching the video version. Thanks for listening to the MP3 version. Thanks for checking out our site at tfradio.net and our Amazon links. Thanks for checking out Talk Transformers and Talking Transformers. Thanks for kittens and puppies. Thanks for everything. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
This has been Being Awesome with Rob Springer.